Venezuela, this was an economy solely based around oil. Venezuela's economy is based on the oil industry. It subsidizes its economy based on oil export. This means the economy is subject to the fluctuations of oil prices. As much as 95% of Venezuela's total exports were oil. This meant Venezuela did not produce much outside of oil. The president during 1999 and 2013 was Hugo Chavez. He would adopt a new constitution where he focused on social programs and strict policies around business. Oil effectively would subsidize everything. Unfortunately for Hugo Chávez's economy, it was so subjected to oil prices. So when oil prices would decline, they would run into significant budget deficits. And since they did not produce anything else, there wasn't really anything to make up the difference on these budget deficits. In order to address budget deficits when oil prices were low, the government took action by printing money to cover the budget deficits. And this created massive inflation. This extra money was chasing limited goods, driving up the prices on everything. In 2016, Venezuela was heading towards hyperinflation. Hyperinflation, defined by Philip Kagan, is an episode of an inflation rate that exceeds 50% per month. That's an equivalent to an annual inflation rate of 12,975%. That's wild. That is basically you have no idea what your money's worth. To address the inflation problem, the government implemented price controls. They started pricing goods. And if you think back to the Milton Friedman quote that we had at the beginning of this video, what Venezuela is doing in this situation is putting a brick on top of the kettle while simultaneously turning up the heat. As a result of oil prices declining, inflation getting out of hand for printing money, and then putting on price controls, Venezuela was facing some major shortages of food and medicine. Businesses had no incentive to conduct business. They were under strict price controls. There was no profit to be made. There was no incentive to invest in further businesses, so there wasn't any startups that are going to address the problem. And this led to a lot of crime and poverty in Venezuela as a result of these economic policies.